Hey guys, thanks for joining us for a little recruiting workshop. And I was wanting to have this on Sunday like we normally do, but of course, the Super Bowl kind of like took precedence. We just threw this together impromptu. But we've been talking a lot about the exact methods that Dave and I use on a daily basis to recruit people. I mean, I've shown you guys my back office. I'll do it again. Yesterday, I personally recruited 3 people. And I would say if you look at my back office, on average, I recruit about 1 new person a day. There's over 200, maybe 250 people I personally recruited, and there is no special trick other than what I'm telling you to do on a daily basis. Now, is what I do the only way to do this business? Absolutely not. I mean, the other 5 of the 6 earners over 200K a month that have hit 200K in the month of November, none of them use my methods. They're not on social media. They're not on Facebook. They do things totally different. They just use the telephone and home meetings and big hotel meetings. So there's no one way that's right. It's always about exposing the business on a daily basis. So let me reiterate before I bring Vince up and Sandra. And I invited them for a very special reason. We go over this stuff with you guys over and over and over again. And we've taught, a lot of you guys are doing fantastic. I see every time we do a Facebook event, Google Hangout, I see a lot of you guys creating your own events, promoting it on Facebook, getting it out to the Facebook groups, putting it on your Facebook wall, putting it on Twitter, putting it on LinkedIn, posting it to groups, and that's fantastic. I'm seeing a whole lot more of that, and I'm really, really happy. Now, we've talked to you about posting in the Facebook groups. We've talked to you guys about the auto posters, and the main benefit of that being all of the people that respond to you and request you as a friend. And like I told you guys, most of the people I recruit are total strangers that just request me as a friend on Facebook, and then I use effective storytelling to get them to ask me about my business, and then I simply send them the replay of the Hangout. So everybody keeps asking me. I had a big networker the other day. He's like, but Faraday, please tell me, how do you pitch it? I'm like, I don't pitch it. Did you just hear me? I use effective storytelling to get them to ask me about the business, and then I tell them, watch this video. This video is going to tell you everything about the business, and I let the video, the Hangout, do the selling, because you guys already see that I put my heart and soul into these Hangouts. So why am I going to try to pitch the exact same thing to somebody? Some people might not be comfortable with these income stories, but I'm telling you, that is the way, that's the only way that you're going to create the interest in people and the curiosity to get them asking you, well, what is this i2G? How did they make those 7 figures? Let me, even though this is a workshop, let me also do the income disclosure statement, because people will accuse me of enticing or false promising. You guys already know what kinds of incomes are being made. Not everybody's earning that. So that when I do say that, you know that it is definitely dependent on your personal efforts. Now, I even had a gentleman last night, they got in the power leg, and he has a whole lot of people underneath him. And and he said, respectfully, can I please request that you put some people under me on my other leg? He's like, I already got 100 and some people on this power leg. Can I respectfully request you put people on my inside leg? And he said, I'm not having any success with the business, and I can't get anybody to do it. So, what I did, I responded to him. I said, well, let me ask you this. Did you create a Facebook event for our Facebook Hangout yesterday? Did you invite 5 people to the Rick Mikey Vision Call? Did you get 5 people to hang out today? Did you respond to 5 friend requests the way that we have trained you guys to respond to the friend requests by using effective storytelling to get them to ask you about the business? Have you posted to 200 Facebook groups today? And, the way he answered me was that no, that he hadn't. So a lot of people are not staying accountable. We talked about the FIGS engages, and a lot of times people believe they're doing activities that are business building activities, but when the day comes, that comes down to the end of the day, when it's time to really be accountable to yourself, which is writing it all down. If you're not having great success, then it's even more critical to you to be accountable to yourself, by writing down what we call the FIGS engages. We learned this 20 years ago from Dave's original mentor. And you write it down. How many groups did you post to? Did you get your Facebook event up? How many friend requests did you respond to? How many people did you get the hangout to? How many people did you get on the corporate vision call? How many 3-way calls did you do with your upline? These are the basic building tools of any business, exposing the business every day. The only difference between success and failure is whether or not you do it, and do it consistently every single day for the next 90 days. And, you got to do it 90 days. If you're going to get in this business and do it one day and not do it for the rest of the week, or one day and maybe you do it 1 week in a row and then the next 2 weeks you take off, you're not going to get the same results. We don't ever stop doing this every day in, day out. We don't ask you to do anything that we don't do. I never go to bed without accepting friend requests and starting these kinds of conversations with the people every single day. Everything I ask you to do, it works. I 100% know it works because I recruit people this way every single day. So what I've done is I have asked a couple people to be on this workshop. I got Vince, Mazzy, and Sandra in particular, because they've been sending me, and in Vince's case, the whole team, an accountability form. And they have been staying accountable, and Vince has been posting his FIGS engages every single day in the i2G Pros room. And Vince, I'm going to have you come on. I want you to share a little bit about the FIGS engages form that you put through and how you're doing this daily method of operation and what kind of results it's having for you. Come on, you have to
Vince, up by the top of the head. Up by your head.
Now, there, I think, can you hear me now? Yeah, I'll tell you what, I just can't say, this is an honor being with you guys. I mean, what you say and everything that you guys tell us and teach us is exactly what I'm doing. And, not to get really sappy here, but I struggled for 14 months in a previous company, and I did, if everybody thinks I have a really good work ethic, I had the same work ethic back then, and nothing was happening for me. I'm so happy I ran into Farah, and we talked and we talked and we talked, and And then I met Dave, and I met everybody on our team who's just simply amazing. And Dave, a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, I don't know, all days kind of run together with me now, put a post out there about 90-day accountability. And you got to be accountable. And it sunk. It said, I got to get serious about it. I mean, I thought I was serious. I still think I was, but I'm like, man, this is an opportunity that I've got to get serious about. I've got to do what Farrah and Dave and the other leaders teach, because if I do that, I'm going to be successful. It's just, there's no doubt in my mind. So I went through, the trainings, and I start jotting stuff down. And just a side note too, you might want to go back through some of the trainings, because there were some things I caught that I didn't catch the first time. And then I started putting just a spreadsheet together and say, okay, I need to do this, like Farrah said, that I need to post to 500 groups a day, and I didn't have that many. I had like 180, so I started just going out and doing mass joins, and then the next day I'd go and see how many were accepted, and then I'd add them to my auto responder, and then I would just keep doing that, and then I'd check. I did this today. I added 60 people, or added 60 groups, and I went and I applied for 50 groups, and and then I do the events, and I put an event out there every single Tuesday and Thursday, and whenever we had an event, I'd put something out there and check off, make sure I did that, and eventually my list kept getting bigger, because then it was like, well, did I email my list? I did have a list from my previous company, and I thought, well, I haven't been emailing my list, so let's email my list. I'll put that on there, email my list per day. But the thing that I try to do is I try to get through, make sure that I get through my friend requests. I try to get through my emails, because that's what Farrah and Dave teach. Everything else, I do in the videos, I do videos, and if I don't do a video, I think I got to do another video, because they say they do videos. So you just keep kind of
Okay.
All right, looks like we lost.
Oh, there he
comes.
back. All right, he's back.
He's back.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right.
I'm back. But you just gotta keep accountable and keep doing it and keep marking it down and keep listening to Dave and Farrah and the team and whoever's getting results, you do, and you do exactly what they say, and you just do it daily. When I start doing it, I mean, I don't leave. I mean, there's nothing that stops me from my focus. I start, once we put our daughter down, I'll go down and I'll start working. Work after work, I do what I need to do to get it done. Because I do work a full-time job, but that's no excuse. There's no excuses here. The excuses is where I want to be, and I want to be where everybody else is that's successful. So I will do it, and you just keep doing it. You get, you get that drive, because, folks, this is an opportunity. You don't want to be in an opportunity like I was 14 months ago, that no matter what you did, you failed. This is an opportunity that you just got to grab it by the horns and run with it, and just listen to Dave and Farrah. They know what they're talking about. Hopefully I covered everything. Am I on? Okay.
I would like to.
Hold on, let's go into. Let me ask Vince a couple key questions, because he's not elaborating on that. And now, Vince, me and you had a talk after we met up, and I asked you some serious questions, and that personal talk, and wasn't that when you made the commitment to yourself? You didn't make it to me that day, which was okay. It was okay that you didn't make it to me that day, because I'm nobody special. But it ate at you enough that you wanted to go do it for your wife, for your little girl, for where you wanted to be. Isn't that where it broke down, when you really had to go look at face reality and know that you had to make the commitment? Isn't that where you really got it?
I do apologize. I'm going to fix my computer for this for anytime next time. I do apologize. But yeah, you have to have a why, and I sit there. My why is my 9-year-old daughter. My why is my wife who has MS. I'm doing this for them, and I've got to get serious, and I got serious about it, and there's no stopping me because of it. And Dave really, gauged me to that point, where it's like, this is an opportunity. And he doesn't treat me any different than he treats anybody else, and Farrah doesn't treat me any different than she treats anybody else. Both of them want you to be successful. Both of them want everybody on our team to be successful, and they just kind of say some things, and they say, okay, and then you think about it and you go, they're right, and I've got to do this. I've got to do to just make sure that I'm doing it and following their lead. And they're the most tireless workers I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they're on for every single person. I never had that support before, and it's kind of scary because it's like, I'm so used to being a lone wolf and doing things on my own, and now I have a group, I have a team that I can count on, and it's just been amazing. And you guys have been amazing, and just follow what they're saying. And I'm not doing anything that's really nothing that's not being taught. I feel like I'm not even doing anything that's really that, strenuous. It's not. It's just following what Farrah and Dave teach, making sure that you have that commitment, making sure that you do it every single day, no matter what.
Yeah, thanks, Vincent. I would like everybody that's watching, I'm sure you've already seen Vince's posts, because, to me that's inspiring when he does that publicly. And, I guess I don't need to do a screen share to show that right now, but he's put together a little spreadsheet that I think is real helpful for keeping you accountable. And he posts it to the group every single day, because at the end of the day, honestly, it's like like dieting. We always say, I want to lose that extra 10 pounds. And then you say, well, I'm just going to try to eat less, and so you don't really, but you're not writing it down, so you don't know what you're eating these nuts, and you're eating this other stuff, and calories are adding up, but you kind of don't really want to write it down. You're like, oh, I'm eating less, and I don't know why I'm not losing weight, and that's an analogy because I'm a lady, but that's true with that case too, because the only time I've ever got successful with losing weight in the past is whenever I got serious and I got out a little notebook, and every single day I wrote down exactly what I ate and how many calories, and then when you do that, you're like, wow, I guess I'm eating a little bit more than I thought. It's the same exact thing with this business, because you're not. A lot of times people don't want to write it down because, you don't want to say, well, shoot, I only made 2 phone calls today. Maybe you're just posting at groups all day, but you're not really interacting with the people. I get that all the time. They're like, oh, well, I'm posting to groups every night, but I haven't got anybody that's joined me yet. Well, okay, that's only a small part of it. How often do you think you're really going to get people that just automatically sign up with your business? When I first got into back in network marketing with that 100% commission program, that's one of the reasons that I didn't make any money with that program, because I thought there's some magic secret where all I have to do is drive people to this website and drive traffic, and they're just going to automatically sign up and make me rich. And you know what? It does not happen. At least it didn't for me, and it never has, without that personal interaction. Every once in a while you're going to get somebody that automatically signs up, but it's going to be very rare, if ever, that you're going to find someone like me, someone that's going to go ahead and be highly successful, that just comes on, signs up in your group, comes in for the upper package, and you've never said a word to them. You've never talked with them. You've never interacted with them. You've never found out what their goals are. You've never put them on a 3-way call with me or Dave to help you close them in. So, it just gives you a clearer view of reality, the reality of your business. Because as I've mentioned on the prior Hangouts, a business doesn't just automatically produce sales if you don't show up for, to open up the doors and let the customers in. So, you know, and then even when you let the customers in, maybe you're not going to make a sale in this business. You know, this is why you go to a car lot. You're not, they don't leave you just out there to browse at the cars, you know, because I like to just like browse and, you know, but they got the salesperson right there. They know that that personal interaction is what's going to be needed in most cases to close the deal. So, you know, what I'm saying is, you know, I don't have anything more to offer in terms of recruiting than what I've already put out there in the trainings. There are additional methods you can use to expose the business. You know, we've got these events coming up on the February 15th over there in Boca Raton. You know, why not? Why not everybody go put in a Craigslist ad to promote the event? When I first got in network marketing, that's all I did was newspaper ads. We didn't have internet. We didn't have social media back then. So all I would do is advertisement. And I did the hardest type there is. You know, I call it the bait and switch. That was where we would put ads in the sales section of the newspaper every single week. And then when they would call in on Monday, we'd be manning the phone, and we're actually talking to people calling in on a sales ad. And we're talking to them like we're hiring them, and we're booking them for an interview. And then we're showing up and trying to convert them to network marketing. And in a lot of the cases, you know, some of the people came in there with their resumes, you know, whatever, they weren't interested. You know, but you would be surprised because there's a lot of people out there and they want to change their lives and they want an opportunity put in front of them. And, you know, that particular program was, you know, probably a hard sell for somebody that was a salesperson coming looking for a sales job. This, I think, would be much higher conversions. I mean, this is hot, sexy, unique, and different. My gosh, do you think that you can get these people to show up for an interview at the Marriott in Boca Raton? And me and Dave are willing to meet with them. You know, I mean, it worked for us before, so why not? Now, with Craigslist, now I haven't done Craigslist with i2G yet, but that's not going to stop me from doing an ad, because if you're a marketer, you try anything and everything. Larry Williams has been doing Craigslist ads, and he's getting a ton of response. Now, he's got some in business opportunity. You don't have to do it in sales. You can put your ad right under business opportunity. And then you know what? The people that call you, they're looking for business opportunities instead of sales. Now, you're going to get more responses in the sales section. You just are. But the ones that call in on business opportunity ad are going to be more geared for business opportunity. So why not do both? Why not do it for Boca Raton? And why not do it for LA? That's going to be the biggest event under the sun. Now, you're going to make sure that you set a particular time for us to meet with your prospects. You don't want them to get lost in a business opportunity meeting, and then nobody knows that it's you that sent them. But if we know that you're sending these people and that we're going to meet with them, even if you present it like it's a job opportunity and we're the interviewers, and you're going to meet with Farah and Dave at the Marriott in Boca Raton. Now, maybe a couple tips. Whenever you do that, you know, I mean, maybe we can help you guys put together a little script, because just like with talking to people from friend requests, you know, posturing is still important, you know, and you've got to have that confidence when you're talking to people. One thing, you know, and I'm going to have Vince like touch on this, because he's listening to us. I'm like, do not let the people pitch you on their opportunity. You know, you're coming from a position of strength. We've got a company that's created 3 millionaires, and probably the other 3 that are in the 200,000 or plus more in December are probably pretty close to that level also. So, you know, you're talking about the highest paying, biggest, fastest, and most exciting income opportunity on, on the planet right now. Nobody else is making this kind of money in network marketing in this period of time in any company that I know of. That needs to give you strength. You got to have belief in yourself, belief in your company, and that's going to come across strongly when you're talking with other people. Because, I could look at some people's friend requests, and I could look at what they're saying, and I could tell you where you might be going wrong. And we're happy to do that. If somebody's watching and then, whatever they're saying to their prospect isn't working, hey, hop on right now. We'll be happy to look at what you're saying. Somebody messaged me the other day. They're like, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And, all I get whenever I talk to these friend requests is people trying to pitch me on their opportunity. So I don't know. I told them, well, let me take a look at what you're saying, and I can tell you why they're pitching you on their opportunity. Once I let them know the kind of money that I'm making and the kind of success my team are having, even the ones that came at me, when I said, hey, as you guys know, I say the same thing generally to everybody. Thank you for the friend request. I see we have a lot of marketing friends in common. You must be a marketer too. What do you promote? Now, I might, like I said, I might add in a little bit of, boy, you got a beautiful looking family. Wow, we're both from Florida. I might throw in a little something extra. But in general, it's always, I see we've got a lot of marketing friends in common. You must be a marketer too. What do you do? And I do that so that I can find out a little bit of information, like if we have that commonality with that 100% commission program. Because it's all about storytelling. And if they also are doing that 100% commission program, it's kind of funny because they'll come at me, oh, I'm doing this program, I'm so excited. And I'll come back, I'll say, well, I struck out with that program. I fell flat on my face with that program. I couldn't sell a $25 blog in 6 months. But I'm doing a whole lot better now with, and maybe I'll say the name, maybe I won't. Maybe, with i2G, as a matter of fact, I've made $1 million in less than 6 months. Now, maybe that's boastful. If my real number was less than that, I would say a number that's less than that. But these are real numbers, so, and I'm not going to go and lie to anybody. If it was 10,000, I'd use that. If you don't have that income story, you don't use that income story. You say, the team that I'm with has done 17 million in team sales, has created 3 millionaires. I'm working directly with one of them. If you like what you see, then I'm going to put you on the phone with them. So, what? I don't care if you're just getting started. You can position this storytelling in a way that works for you. You could say, I'm partnered. I partnered up with this team. This lady, she, couldn't sell a $25 blog in 6 months to save her life, but now she's a 7-figure earner inside of 5 months. There's 2 other people that have done the same. I've never seen anything like it. Do you think that alone is going to be enough to get them asking you for a little bit more information? It would me. My gosh, we all know that these kinds of incomes are not typical. It doesn't happen that often. And they're going to be downright out of their minds not to ask you for more information. So I'm not sure what happened to my camera. I just disappeared. I'm a bobbing head now. There we go. So, you can. I don't care. I had somebody last night that signed up from Canada, and they're like, well, I don't have that story. How do I, if I send them the Hangout, then, how do I keep them from, going around me, maybe going directly to you? I'm like, because you're going to follow up with your prospect, and you're going to tell them, you're going to use me for third-party validation. You're going to say, I'm working directly with this lady. I've partnered up with her and Dave, and then once they watch the Hangout, don't try to close it yourself. put them on the phone with us, and we'll help you close the deal. And what I said to this couple in Canada, I said, they will not go, you put them on the phone with me, they're not going to go around you, because they just saw that you are connected directly with the top. They don't need to go around you to anybody else. There's nobody they're going to find any higher, and I'm not going to sponsor them. Somebody that you put me on the phone with, that's your person. And I'm going to validate, I'm going to build you up, and I'm going to talk about you, about what a fantastic leader you are. And, you know, and the other thing, once you put them on the phone with me, you know, they're going to look like a total schlep. If, I don't know if that's a word, but they're going to look like a total schlep if they try to go around you at that point. You know, if they're going to go sign up with somebody else after you set up a meeting for them with the top earner, second top earner in the company, they're not going to do it. So just, you got to learn how to use us for third-party validation. Don't abuse us, obviously, because, you know, we get calls all day long. But if they've watched the Hangout, if you've already exposed the business to them and they have questions, they're at the stage that they need to be closed, definitely get us on the phone. If you're brand spanking new to this business, you don't have any business trying to close this by yourself. That's why you listen to us on the phone talking to your prospect, and that way you learn what to say and you learn the pitch. You know, every business, every network marketing company I was ever on, in the beginning, I always used my upline for three-way calls. Then I could listen to what they're saying to the people and internalize it quickly. So I know how to say the same thing to other people. So anyway, right now I'm going to bring Sandra on for a minute. So she's been sending us her accountability every day. And Sandra, maybe talk about what's going on with your business, some of the experiences you're having, or if you still need some help with certain things, what help you might need. And I know that we've got on this phone with several good prospects, and so I think maybe give some feedback.
Well, can you hear me?
I do.
Okay. I'm really kind of getting the hang of it, because I listen to every single one of your hangouts, and I mean, even though a lot of it is repetitive, you'll always learn something new. There's always something different that comes up that you learn about, either from you or Dave or somebody that's on the line. And I just cannot believe the kind of help that you guys give. And I've been in 8 other different companies, and like you said, fell flat on my face. I spent lots and lots of time and lots of money, and this is the only place where I really have felt welcomed, wanted, helped, everything else. I mean, you know, I was just floundering out there. So now I have something to model myself after, which has been a really, really good thing for me. I was saying the wrong things, doing the wrong thing, and I was doing what everybody told me to do too, but it was wrong, obviously. But anyway, I think I'm getting along pretty well. You just got to do it every single day, over and over again. You get better and better at it, no matter what it is. I mean, I've got some really silly looking videos out there, but I'm getting better and better every day. And you know, you just learn eventually from listening to you guys and the, you know, the CEO, of course. That was a wonderful call. And you just learn little by little, and I'm loving it. I mean, I'm working hard, but I'm loving it. So, and I had to come to the same place as Stuart. Is that Stuart? Is that what his name is? That, wait a minute, there's got to be a better way to do this. I'm not doing any good. And that's when I had to kind of humble myself and come to you guys and say, whoa, I need help. I need this to work, you know. And it is working. That's what's I can feel it. I can just feel it. It's starting. That little.
Sandra, you put me on the phone with two good people this week. Now, how did you get these? This was from your group postings. The Mike. There was a gentleman named Mike, and then another gentleman.
He just put on the post. You know, friend me. Sounds interested, and the other guy, Graciano, I think he said that he really liked one of my videos or something, so I friended him and said, I understand that you like my video. Are you in marketing too? And that, you know, that's how that, you know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So, so every chance I get, I try and talk to whoever might show some kind of interest. So, and that's in, you know, if anybody that asks me what I do, or if I, you know, so it's getting easier and easier all the time. It is, but you know, I still have a lot to learn, no doubt about that, and I'll learn.
and what I'll say that you know, the way you get better is by doing. So you know, don't be shy about it. You know, I mean, I certainly don't know everything. I've never claimed to know everything. But when I got first in network marketing, I didn't have an upline or a team, anything like this, to work with me or give me any kind of platform to run on. As a matter of fact, I got my ideas for marketing, you know, which my very first company was a company called Omnitrition. I was just right out of college. I never knew anything about network marketing. I never got any upline support whatsoever. I would go to these corporate events, though, and you know, and then the Jim Fulbear was the owner, and he gave some incredible trainings, and I would be sitting there like with my little notepad, you know, because I just wanted it so badly. And so I got my ideas from these trainings, and I saw some people were doing the newspaper ads, and that's what, you know, I didn't have anybody to tell me how to do one. I mean, I just had to go and run one, and sometimes I didn't get any response, and I learned from it and changed the ad, and the next week maybe I get a ton of response. So marketing is all trial by error. Just because you try one thing and you don't get a good response, you learn from it. Everything you do, you learn from it, and then you try it again, and maybe you tweak it a little bit. You know, I could tell you unlimited ways to expose the business. I keep plenty busy with just what I do. In the past, we've done stuff with auto dialers, and as a matter of fact, we've got the LeadNet Pro, you know, auto blast system. We just like keep so busy that, you know, and that's another way you can expose a lot of people to the business in a short period of time. If anybody wants to try a blast, then let me know, and you know, we'll, for the cost of the blast, which is like 1.8 cents a minute, we'll put something out there for you. We'll help put together a little ad, and you know, you can blast it out for 1,000 people for like basically like 15 bucks. So you try, you learn, you know, you just keep trying until you find everything and anything that works for you. But you know, we already got some certain proven methods that are working for us. So utilize them, write them down, implement them, and you're going to have fantastic results. And if you're not getting the results that we are, then talk to us. We can look at what you're doing or saying. Maybe we can push you in the right direction, because obviously you're doing something that's off. So anyway, I'm going to bring Dave up. Dave, I want you to, give some input. You've been listening the whole time.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah, there's a couple things that I want to go over that's really key. They were really key for me 25 years ago, and they're going to be key for you. They were key for Sandy, and they were key for Vince, and they're key for anybody that really gets a one-on-one call with me when I come out with them. But it isn't the one-on-one call, because Dave is not special. Believe me, I am not special. Here's what I am. I'm a messenger. See, here's what you need to do, is get clear with you, okay? And most people refuse to do that, okay? Most people refuse to accept the way it is, that you're really not doing productive anything during the day. You think you're staying busy. You think you're doing something, and you're really doing zero. And that's why you have zeros. See, when I'll never forget when my mentor asked me a couple things. And this is why I always go into this with everybody. What do you want? See, it's not what Dave wants. It's what you want. Get into that. Because when you get into what you want, now I can start to identify what makes you tick. Then we got to get into a reality check. How hard do you work at your job? What do you do? How hard do you work there? How much money do you make? Great. Now what do you want to make with this? Great. Now let's make a plan. You know how hard you work. You know how hard you make. You work 60 hours a week to bring home $700-800. Okay. What makes you think you can come into i2G and work 1 hour a day and gonna make thousands of dollars a month? Okay. It's not going to happen. It's not pixie dust. Okay. Here's the deal. You've got to get into what you're willing to commit to. When I watch Vince post these publicly, I get goosebumps. I get goosebumps talking about it. See, I don't know if you heard about his why. I don't know if you've seen his pictures with him and his daughter sliding, with his wife with MS. Okay, I don't know if you guys get into that. That gives me goosebumps. That busts me up inside. Okay, that gets me. And if I can have an impact on him to help him get him, because I can't do anything. All I can do is guide. He's got to be the master. He's got to do the deal. Okay? And it will work. When Sandy called me, I'll never forget it. Okay? She asked me, and I said, okay, Sandy, let me hear your pitch. Because I asked lots of you that are watching this training, what's your pitch? You tell me you got zeros. Well, great. Let's do a couple calls. Let me hear your pitch. How come we haven't ever done no calls? I asked Sandy about the very first call. I made her stop. She said, no. Okay, it was all good, and we did it. But you know what? She dared to lay it out there to fix it, okay? And now look what's happening for Sandy, okay? Let me tell you something. If you think Dave Manning's pitch was good, 25 years ago when Jim told me, I said, dude, I just want to get rich, but nobody's buying. He goes, well, have you recorded yourself? And back then we had little cassettes. And he says, record yourself. I got to hear what you say. You don't have to do that today. We got technology that can do that immediately, okay? But I'll never forget it because he said, go get it. So I ran out and I got a recorder. I remember spending $30 to get a recorder. Couple weeks, about a week later, he said, hey, Dave, how's that tape recorder working? I said, oh, it's still in the box. He says, well, we know what the results are then, right? I don't need to ask the next question. Boom. Talk about a slap in the face, right? It's called fix and refine, okay? Me and Farrah can't fix anything for you if you choose not to help yourself, okay? We say it over and over and over, and you go chest to grass all over the other place, nobody's going to follow you, Okay? I'm typical Pink. I laughing that Farrah got to get on with Shazazio or whatever his name is because me and Sandy were trying to get. I remember doing the call on the bicycle. So I'm tickled pink that her and Farrah got together with that. And that he turned out to be a good guy. That's really hot. That's good. Vince, by the way, while he's doing his job, okay, his 9-to-5 job, he doesn't even know it, but I've already closed the guy for him that's going to come in that wants to do this business. He got a video from Vince. He's trying to go around Vince. I know what he's trying to do, but you see, when people call me, the first thing I do is, how did you get a hold of me? What did you do? How did you see it? What did you see? What do you do? See, because I have no value in stealing anybody's people. I only can help, okay? When you really grasp i2G and you understand this marketing plan and how it works, I would be absolutely insane if I went and stole a guy that saw Vince's video, and Vince doesn't even know it. Vince probably still doesn't know the guy. And I'm closing the guy for him while Vince is at work. I've sent him other work. I've sent him other stuff. But I've also let him know that Vince is one of my best students in putting into application, and he wants the same exact thing that guy wants. He's a trash man or something. He's picking up stuff, and he wants to quit doing it. He wants to do this deal, and nobody's ever taught him. And he said he loved the training platform and everything we've got. That guy's going to look like an absolute schmuck. Farrah, that's how you say it, schmuck. Is if he tried to go around my guy Vince. I've got Vince's back. I'll never give up that deal, ever. We will not sign him up. He has to go under Vince. Vince, on the other term, we could make a 10% fast start bonus on that. What do you think that's going to do to him? See, you got to understand. By doing these simple daily things that you see that Vince is doing and Sandy's doing, and that you see that Farrah and I do, what's happening is the only difference between Farrah and me and you and those that aren't doing anything is we've got about 160 days now of steady doing every single day. Vince has got, I guess, about 30 days now or so of I don't know exactly. I don't think it's 30 yet. I think it's only a couple weeks, okay, of consistently doing it. But what's happening is the people that are doing it, he's now seeing consistency of Vince. He's not a jumper. He's not this. He's not that. He's not all over. Let me ask you guys something. What would you think of Dave Manning right now if I went and I pitched you on Amway or some other program or something else, and I was telling you about every new deal that was coming down the pipe and tried to bring you over there? If Farrah and I tried to go do that, would you want to follow us? Think about that. Would you follow you? So what kind of leader do you want to be? Make your mind up to what you want to be, and then let's get to it. It's not very hard. Sandy and Vince have both said, you know, it's really something before we started this thing. They said, well, David, we're not really doing anything. It's not really hard. It's very simple on what we're doing. I said, exactly. But here's the difference. You're doing it. Most people go. I put a post up the other day because everybody's hitting on Vince's deal, and I laughed because I say to people, I said, oh, and I suppose you're going to say 90 days from now, Vince got lucky. You know, you guys are all cheering him on. But what are you doing? What about yourself? You know, what about yourself? What are you doing? You know, I got this big long list in i2G Pros now of everybody. Oh, I'm in, I'm committed, I'm this, I'm that. Look, I don't care if you post in the room or not. Do it on your wall, do it wherever you want, do it on a notepad. But if you don't take a little step, like one phone call, let Farrah or me maybe hear your pitch. Maybe record it for free. You know, free conference call, you can go ahead and record somebody. They don't even know you're recording them. And then you can play us the recording back. And we can come back and get on and do that for you, okay? So we can fix and refine. I'm going to tell you right now that if you try to close the deal behind yourself and you're brand new, and this is something I'm going to lay out there, and I'm going to put it out because it's true. If you try to do it on your own and you're a jumper and you're all over the place, you can bet your boots that those people are going to go hunt out a leader that's not going to let them down, and they're going to come and join with them. They're not going to join with you. They're not going to. I know. I see it happen. I have people tell me, well, Dave, we put these hangouts out and they're all for you. Well, no, they're not for us. Here's the deal. If you learn to download and upload with your link, how could it be to me? And if you follow the simple directions of putting them on with the top earners of the company, which you have as your team, okay, how could they go around us? Now, if you are an internet marketer, okay, and just going to push everything out and never pick up the good old phone, good luck. They're not gonna join you, okay? They can't find you. You don't know how many times they call us off of our phone, because our phone numbers are underneath every video. They can get a hold of us, and we do answer the phone. Actually, I answer the phone with this, and it's I use my old headset. I don't use the old phone, but it works just as good. And they'll say to me over and over, I can't believe you answered the phone. And I said, why? Well, I'm in real business, man. Some of the best internet marketers have lost us. We didn't join with them because they won't pick up the phone. This is a relationship business. This is easy. It's unbelievable. But if you're not willing to do the deal and do the little stuff that goes with it, it's unbelievable. There's so many people in our room from the internet marketers that have came on, and yes, this is for you. You'll be seeing the video. So those that do push it, you notice we help all your group regardless, even though you push us the traffic and bring us the people. They're all, then they go, wow, you're really going to help me even though you didn't sponsor me? Well, yes, we will. Because here's why. i2G marketing plan is too strong. And here's what happens. We get paid to build you. If you don't understand what I said there, it's okay, but you can guarantee that that's why we do it. And not only that, let me ask you something. Any of those people that we were helping that's from the marketing teams that couldn't get their sponsor anymore and don't even know who they are, and we have those, but let me ask you something. Who do you think they're going to follow as time goes on? The next time they push something out, you think they're going to go? You think they might hang out? You be the judge. You be your own judge on that. I'm telling you right now, the internet is all that is, and I laugh as far as talking about the ads because we were the ad kings. We were so bad. We were so good. It's unbelievable. The bait and switches that we did, oh, I just laugh about it. Oh, you guys have no idea. But here's the deal. When you do this thing, the internet, all the internet is your ad, your newspaper, your flyer, your fax blast, your phone blast, all that stuff that we used to do in the 90s for the old school guys is the way to go faster and faster and to shuffle through to find a Vince, to find a Sandy, to find a Patricia, to find a James, to find the people that are willing to do the work to come on and work with us. Now, if you guys have got 0 results, you know, a lot of people, I know they're afraid to even chat with me because I don't baby them. Fair is like a velvet hammer, and Rick calls me a sledgehammer. But I don't really try to be mean. Here's where I try to be. Let's just get real and pay your bills, okay? Here's the deal. I want you to think about something. If you haven't done a 3-way with Farrah or myself, somebody in your upline that's being successful, and you still got zeros, my question is why to you is why? Why not? And that doesn't mean call us and say, what about the marketing plan? What is this? What is that? Because you're right, I don't have any time for that. Go up into the library and go get that information. But if I'm going to do a 3-way with you, I'll get the job done. How do I know? I've done lots. For the ones that do it, they know. For you that say, oh, he's talking, yeah, well, that's because you ain't done it yet, and that's why you have a 0. Ask Sandy if it's working. Ask, okay? You notice Vince was smiling. He didn't even know about this guy I got going on. And I just want to close him for him and say, hey, Vince, what do you think about that? Okay? That's what I'm talking about, okay? you guys need to take advantage of that, and not where you just go do what you want to go do. You need to really focus on you and what you're doing, and most importantly, what you're not doing. Because what you're not doing is why you're battling the big ZO. Okay? Seriously. I know that's heavy stuff, but that is called reality. And in i2G, if you make the few tweaks, you make the minor adjustments for your figs and gauges, I promise you this, you will see results. You don't believe me? Ask a couple of our first 90-day plans going on. Not because you don't have 90-day plans, and they were, as they came up, it was kind of funny because I remember when we launched i2G, I said to my mentor at the time, I said, Jim, how do I share with people my 90-day plan? Because, see, what you don't know is I still converse with my mentor. My mentor taught me how to make $10,000 in my first 60 days. My goal was to get rich. That was to make $5,000 residual income back in 1996, okay? In my first 60 days working with him, I was over 10,300, okay? We readjusted those goals. From then, I've gone on and been able to change so many people's lives, it's not funny. What's happening is, I said, this one is unbelievable. In our first 90 days, we made $500,000. Okay, income disclosure, people didn't make any. But, and then our next, and then by then we really got a groove going, okay? And you put the numbers to the next 60-day plan, you'll really understand because we're only 6 months old. And it's like he told me, Dave, just remember, wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Vince listens. I see him. I even see him laugh about it. And I'm sure he smiles when he looks at his little girl's door every night. And I am so extremely proud of that because I know it's going to work. And Sandy, I know you do it. I know you express it a lot different. And I get a kick out of it. And it's not because these guys are doing it. It's because I know what's going to happen to their lives. Stay tuned. You will be watching the success of those that deserve to come on. I don't know if I've got anything else. Obviously, you know I could go on in the trainings. We have a lot of trainings, guys, in our i2G room. I really work on you more than work on Facebook or any of the other stuff, okay? I stay up with that more than anything else. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and everything else, and get that fair. Unless you got something I missed, let me know, okay?
No, that was it. So I hope you guys got some value out of it. Like I said, no magic secrets. It's just what you go do with it. So thank you very much for tuning in. We're here to try to help you. We want you all to be incredibly successful. Everybody have a great afternoon. We'll see you on the next Hangout. Thanks, Vince. Thanks, Sandra.